Did you know there's one simple morning habit that could slash your stroke risk by up to 50%, especially after 60? No pills, no pricey gadgets, no extreme workouts. Just a gentle, science-backed change to how you start your day. Stroke risk rises with age, but this habit gives seniors more control, more confidence, and more years of healthy living. Curious? Let's break it down. This could be one of the smartest 60 seconds you spend today. Let's talk strictly about the topic. The simple act of drinking a tall glass of water first thing in the morning might not sound dramatic, but its effects on senior health, especially concerning stroke risk, are significant. The human body loses water throughout the night through respiration, perspiration, and natural metabolic processes. When we wake up, we are mildly dehydrated, and while that might seem minor, the implications of that dehydration on blood flow, cardiovascular function, and stroke risk are anything but. When the body is dehydrated, blood becomes slightly thicker. That may not seem like a big deal, but thicker blood doesn't flow as efficiently through blood vessels. For older adults, whose arteries may already be narrowed by age or past lifestyle, this creates extra strain on the heart and circulatory system. The heart has to work harder to push the same amount of blood, and the chances of a clot forming increase. This is exactly where the stroke risk comes in. Strokes often result from a clot blocking blood flow to the brain. So, simply replenishing the body's fluid supply early in the day helps maintain blood volume and viscosity at healthy levels. Reducing this risk, water also serves as the vehicle for many of the body's critical processes. For seniors, whose kidney function and natural thirst cues may decline with age, staying hydrated becomes even more important. Starting the day with water sets the tone. It primes the system. It signals the digestive tract to get moving, helps regulate body temperature, aids cellular function, and importantly, supports the brain. A hydrated brain is a sharper, more stable brain. Seniors often experience brain fog or slow cognition in the mornings, which is often mistakenly attributed purely to aging. In many cases, this sluggishness is worsened by dehydration. Some might argue that they drink coffee or tea in the morning, so they're covered. But that's not the same. While those beverages do contain water, they also act as mild diuretics, encouraging the body to expel more water than they offer. This is why water should come first, plain and unflavored, or perhaps with a slice of lemon if desired. The goal is to wake the body gently, supply it with what it lost overnight, and offer support to vital functions without any unnecessary stimulation or strain. This habit also plays a psychological role. Starting the day with intention, choosing to do something that benefits the body, often creates momentum for better choices throughout the rest of the day. It's a small, manageable act that requires no money, no special equipment, no external validation, just a glass, some water, and the decision to prioritize health. And in the case of stroke prevention, that small decision pays off. What's important here is consistency. One glass won't change a lifetime of habits or dramatically reduce stroke risk overnight. But repeat it every day. This becomes part of a pattern, of supportive rhythm that helps the body stay balanced. For those over 60, especially those managing blood pressure or a history of heart issues, hydration plays a foundational role. It isn't flashy. It doesn't sell like supplements or gadgets, but it works quietly, reliably, and powerfully. In the context of stroke risk, we often think of big interventions, medications, surgeries, major dietary overhauls. Yet the human body thrives on the cumulative impact of small actions. Water in the morning might not be a miracle, but it's one of those rare things that is simple, free, and genuinely effective. For seniors who might feel overwhelmed by complicated health advice, this habit offers something approachable and empowering. The beauty of this practice is that it respects the body's natural rhythm. It doesn't disrupt, it supports. It doesn't force, it nourishes. And it brings attention back to the basics, which are often the most important things we overlook. Just one glass of water, within the first 30 minutes of waking, could mean the difference between the body starting the day under stress or starting in balance. That difference, repeated over time, is not trivial. So next time you open your eyes in the morning, remember, before the coffee, before the phone, before anything else, reach for that water. Not because it's trendy, but because your body has been waiting for it all night. It's the quiet beginning of better circulation, clearer thinking, and steadier blood pressure. And if something so small can have such wide-reaching effects, imagine what the next small step could do. Let's talk strictly about the topic. The simple act of walking for 15 to 20 minutes each morning plays a profound role in reducing stroke risk among seniors. It's not about intense workouts or hitting the gym, just a calm, steady-paced morning walk that sets the body in motion. After rest, this one habit holds powerful benefits for the cardiovascular system, brain health, and the body's overall ability to regulate blood pressure and inflammation to major stroke contributors. When we walk, particularly in the morning, several important things begin to happen inside the body. First, blood circulation improves. Muscles contract and help push blood back to the heart, encouraging healthy blood flow and reducing the chances of clotting. For seniors, whose circulation may already be slower due to age-related vessel stiffness or sedentary habits, this gentle movement works like a natural pump, stimulating the vascular system to function more efficiently. Walking also has a direct and measurable impact on blood pressure. High blood pressure is one of the most dangerous yet controllable risk factors. For stroke, morning walks support the nervous system in a way that helps reduce cortisol, the stress hormone, while increasing endorphins, which help the body relax. This hormonal shift contributes to lowered blood pressure. In seniors, whose stress responses may be more reactive or prolonged, this natural calming effect makes a difference. Rather than waking up and diving straight into the stresses of the day, a morning walk offers space for the body and mind to sink into a steady rhythm. What makes morning walking unique compared to exercise at other times of the day is its timing. In the early hours, our bodies are transitioning out of rest and into activity. This transition is often when blood pressure is at its peak, especially in older adults. The risk of stroke is highest in the first hours after waking. A morning walk counters this rise by dispersing tension and encouraging the blood vessels to dilate naturally. It invites the heart to work in a healthy, efficient way rather than under pressure. This is not just theoretical. Studies consistently show that those who walk regularly in the morning have a significantly lower risk of stroke and cardiovascular events over time. Additionally, the benefit isn't only physical. Morning light exposure from being outdoors, even for just 15 minutes, helps reset the circadian rhythm. For seniors, this means better sleep at night, improved mood, and more consistent energy throughout the day. All of these help indirectly lower stroke risk, as poor sleep, depression, and inactivity are all contributors. Morning walking isn't just a mechanical movement, it's a full-body invitation to align with natural cycles and re-engage with vitality. For those with limited mobility, a walk doesn't have to be long or strenuous. Even walking slowly around the home, a garden, or up and down a hallway can provide a starting point. The key is consistency, not intensity. It's not about breaking a sweat, it's about stimulating circulation, breathing fresh air, and gently waking the system. For those with joint pain or arthritis, using walking poles, supportive shoes, or even a walker is not a setback, it's a tool for freedom. And for those who may feel discouraged by years of inactivity, this habit offers a way to re-enter movement without overwhelm. Just one walk, one day, starts a shift. That shift begins to compound. Muscles grow stronger, balance improves, confidence builds. Soon, that 15-minute walk becomes part of a rhythm the body craves in. The brain thanks you for with every step. You're supporting not just the legs, but the arteries, the brain's blood supply, and the heart's natural beat. The elegance of this habit lies in its simplicity. There's no need for equipment, subscriptions, or medical interventions. Just comfortable shoes and a willingness to take the first step. In a world full of health noise, this is one of those rare practices that cuts through the clutter. Morning walking offers results that are felt, not just seen in test results, but experienced in improved mood, sharper thinking, and lighter days. So tomorrow, before breakfast, before emails, before distractions, step outside. Feel the ground under your feet. Breathe in. Move, because what may seem like a gentle ritual could actually be the strongest protection your body knows. And once you start to feel what a difference that walk makes, you might begin to wonder, what's the next small step waiting to be taken? Let's talk strictly about the topic. Hydration in the morning, specifically drinking a glass of water shortly after waking, can play a crucial role in reducing stroke risk for seniors. It may sound overly simple, perhaps even too easy to be effective, but this basic habit supports several biological functions that directly protect the heart and brain, especially in older adults who are more vulnerable to dehydration and its consequences. After a night's sleep, the body is naturally in a mild state of dehydration. During the hours of rest, we continue to breathe, sweat, and lose moisture through the skin, all without replenishing any fluids. For seniors, whose thirst signals may already be weaker due to age-related changes, this overnight water loss can become more significant. Waking up and immediately rehydrating helps correct this imbalance before it worsens. Why does that matter? Because even slight dehydration thickens the blood, placing more strain on the heart to pump it. Thicker blood flows more slowly, increasing the chance of clot formation, one of the primary causes of stroke. When the body is dehydrated, blood volume drops. The heart must then work harder to circulate less fluid through the same network of vessels. Over time or under stress, this can lead to higher blood pressure, a well-known risk factor for stroke. Rehydrating first thing in the morning thins the blood, improves circulation, and allows the cardiovascular system to stabilize more easily. For seniors, whose vascular systems are already working harder due to age, This small act reduces unnecessary burden on the heart and keeps blood flowing more smoothly to the brain. Water in the morning also helps regulate the autonomic nervous system, the part of the body responsible for involuntary functions like heart rate, breathing, and blood vessel dilation. By introducing hydration before caffeine, stress, or sudden activity, seniors can ease their body into the day. This gentle start can reduce the chance of sudden spikes in blood pressure that may occur upon standing too quickly or engaging in morning routines without preparation. The connection is subtle, but powerful hydration supports homeostasis, and homeostasis reduces stroke risk. There's also the digestive angle to consider. A glass of water first thing helps wake up the gastrointestinal tract, promoting regular bowel movements and reducing the risk of constipation. Why does this matter? Because the physical strain of constipation has been linked to sudden increases in blood pressure during bowel movements and other underappreciated risk in seniors. A hydrated digestive system functions more smoothly, protecting both gut and vascular health simultaneously. Some studies even suggest that drinking water before breakfast helps improve metabolic function. This is important for seniors managing blood sugar, as high blood sugar and insulin resistance are indirect contributors to vascular damage and stroke risk. Hydration may not lower glucose directly, but it creates the conditions for better nutrient absorption, energy balance, and overall system regulation. It's important to be clear, this doesn't require liters of water. Just 6 to 8 ounces of room temperature water upon waking is enough to begin seeing the benefits. Cold water can shock the system in older adults. Warmer room temperature is easier on the stomach and better suited for sensitive digestion. If plain water feels unappealing, a small slice of lemon can be added not for detox purposes, but to make the habit more pleasant and sustainable. Equally important is the consistency. The protective effects of morning hydration compound over time. It's not a one-day miracle, but a long-term ritual that supports internal balance. Seniors who begin their day with water tend to be more mindful about hydration throughout the day, creating a ripple effect that touches every organ system. The brain functions more clearly, the heart works more efficiently, blood flows more freely, and slowly, steadily, stroke risk begins to decline. Not because of medications or invasive procedures, but because of daily commitment to a foundational practice. This is not hypot's physiology. The body runs on water. After hours without it, replenishing that supply is not optional. It's essential. Seniors who make this small effort each morning are not just drinking water, they are giving their body a better chance at health, stability, and resilience. So tomorrow, when the day is still quiet and your feet touch the floor, pause before reaching for coffee or breakfast. Reach for water instead. Let that first sip be an act of self-protection, one that sets the tone for the rest of the day. Because once this habit becomes second nature, it opens the door to something bigger, an awareness of what else might quietly be working in your favor. If only you knew where to look. Let's talk strictly about the topic. Walking in natural. Morning light is more than a pleasant ritual. It's a deeply biological cue that recalibrates the body's internal systems. From brain function to heart rhythm, and even how the body processes glucose and fats. For seniors, this simple habit, stepping outside into early daylight, has a cascading effect on stroke risk reduction. It works quietly, steadily, and with far-reaching physiological benefits that often go unnoticed. Our body follows a 24-hour cycle known as the circadian rhythm. This system governs sleep, hormone release, blood pressure, and metabolism. And what's the single most powerful cue for setting that rhythm? Light, specifically, natural sunlight. Morning light contains a unique spectrum of blue wavelengths that signal to the brain the day has begun. When especially the retina are exposed to this light within the first 30 to 60 minutes of waking, it tells the brain to reduce melatonin, increase cortisol in a healthy amount, and regulate the body's energy systems appropriately. Why does this matter for stroke prevention? Because stroke risk is influenced by multiple interrelated factors: blood pressure, inflammation, blood sugar control, and vascular health. Morning light impacts all of these through the circadian system. When we align our biological clock with the external world, the body performs better across nearly every vital function. For instance, consistent exposure to morning light helps maintain a stable blood pressure pattern throughout the day. Blood pressure is supposed to dip at night and gently rise in the morning. If this natural rhythm is disrupted, something that becomes more common with age, the blood vessels experience extra stress, increasing stroke risk. Morning light anchors the body's blood pressure cycle, keeping it on a healthy path that aligns with rest and activity phases. Additionally, early sunlight affects the autonomic nervous system. This is the part of the nervous system that handles automatic functions like heart rate variability and blood vessel dilation. When the circadian rhythm is set correctly through light exposure, the sympathetic and parasympathetic systems stay in balance. This helps avoid abrupt spikes in blood pressure or heart rate events that can trigger a stroke, especially in older adults with already stiffened arteries or reduced vascular flexibility. There's also a lesser-known benefit related to glucose metabolism. Studies have shown that individuals exposed to natural morning light tend to have better insulin sensitivity and glucose control. This matters because poor blood sugar regulation leads to inflammation, artery damage, and increased clotting risk. For seniors, whose metabolic responses are already more fragile, morning light gives the body a chance to use energy more efficiently and avoid the silent buildup of vascular damage. And let's not forget about inflammation, a major contributor to stroke and chronic illness. When the circadian rhythm is disturbed, the immune system becomes erratic. Inflammatory markers rise. Morning light helps suppress unnecessary inflammation by regulating hormonal cycles, particularly cortisol and melatonin, which in turn calm the immune response. In a way, morning light reminds the body to function, not fight. Now consider the physical movement that often accompanies exposure to morning light. Something as simple as walking outside for 10 or 15 minutes. This light activity boosts circulation, encourages gentle breathing, and reinforces the brain's understanding of being awake and active. It becomes a positive loop. Movement supports light exposure, and light exposure supports movement. And together, they lower the risk of blood stagnation, clot formation, and vascular stiffness, all key components of stroke risk. The best part, this doesn't require intense exercise or a complicated plan. A short walk near a window, a cup of tea on the porch, even light gardening during sunrise, these are small, accessible actions that send strong signals to the brain and body. For seniors with mobility issues, simply sitting by an open window or in a sunlit room can still trigger these circadian cues. What matters is consistency, not intensity. That this habit is most powerful when repeated daily. Just like hydration, the benefits build over time. With each morning of light exposure, the body realigns itself to a rhythm that favors healing over damage, clarity over confusion, calm over inflammation. It's not flashy, and it won't feel like a miracle overnight. It is one of the quietest, most dependable tools for long-term vascular health. So tomorrow, consider how you begin your day. Before reaching for your phone, your coffee, or even your newspaper, consider opening the curtains, stepping outside, or simply turning your face toward the light. That moment, brief, intentional, and grounded in biology, may do more for your long-term brain and heart health than you ever imagined. And if that's just one step, imagine what the next could unlock. Let's talk strictly about the topic. Drinking a glass of water within 30 minutes of waking up may sound like a modest habit, but for seniors, this single action carries profound physiological value. After a long night's rest, the body wakes up slightly dehydrated. This overnight dehydration is subtle but significant, especially as we age. Our blood thickens, our organs operate more slowly, and the circulatory system becomes slightly strained. All of these can raise the risk of stroke if not gently corrected at the start of the day. Hydrating first thing in the morning acts as a quiet reset, a natural way to support blood flow, heart function, and even brain clarity. As we age, the body's thirst signals become weaker. Many seniors don't feel thirsty even when they need fluids. This means dehydration can creep in unnoticed, leading to a slow narrowing of blood vessels, thickening of the blood, and in more serious cases, clotting or impaired oxygen delivery to the brain. All of these contribute to stroke risk, yet they are preventable with something as simple as a glass of water. The timing is crucial. Drinking water first thing in the morning takes advantage of the body's natural readiness to rehydrate. During the night, we lose water through breathing, sweat, and urine. By morning, our blood volume is slightly reduced, and our tissues are parched. A full glass of water replenishes that loss quickly and restores normal fluid balance. This helps blood move more freely, reduces strain on the heart, and prepares the body for its daily functions without putting extra pressure on already sensitive blood vessels. But it's not just about blood flow. That morning hydration also kicks digestion. It signals the stomach and intestines that the day has begun, triggering enzymes and preparing the gut for food. A well-functioning gut supports nutrient absorption, hormone production, and detoxification, all essential for vascular and neurological health. Seniors often struggle with sluggish digestion, constipation, or poor nutrient uptake. Morning water helps gently activate the digestive system without the harshness of caffeine or supplements. But furthermore, drinking water upon waking supports brain function. After all, the brain is 75% water. Overnight, cerebrospinal fluid production slows. Dehydration leads to mental fog, slowed reaction time, and in some cases, dizziness or confusion, common issues that can increase fall risk or impair decision-making in older adults. A well-hydrated brain thinks more clearly, stays more alert, and can better regulate the autonomic nervous system, which controls blood pressure and heart rate. The temperature of the water matters less than the consistency of the habit. Some people prefer room temperature water. Others may add a squeeze of lemon for taste or digestive support. The key is not to overcomplicate it. The goal is one full glass around 250 to 300 milliliters within the first 30 minutes of being awake. Doing this daily builds a rhythm, one that supports circulatory stability, clears metabolic waste, and enhances oxygen delivery to the organs, including the brain. It's worth noting that this small action can influence medication absorption. As well, many seniors take morning medications, and starting with water can help ensure that pills are properly swallowed, digested, and distributed. It also prevents dry mouth, a common side effect of several medications, and can make breakfast more enjoyable, as hydration awakens the taste buds and prepares the stomach lining. What's truly powerful is how something so small can shift the tone of the entire day. Morning water is a quiet message to the body. We're ready. It's an act of self-respect, of preparation, of nurturing not just for the immediate moment, but for long-term protection. When practiced regularly, it becomes part of a morning rhythm that supports all the systems involved in stroke prevention, blood pressure, hydration, metabolism, and mental clarity. Let's be clear, this isn't a miracle cure. It's not meant to replace medication or major lifestyle changes, but it is a daily anchor, a safe, affordable, immediate act of wellness. It's one of the simplest ways seniors can support their body without needing help, technology, or complicated instructions. And here's the beauty. This single habit often leads to others. One good decision made first thing in the morning tends to cascade into more. After drinking that water, you may feel more inclined to eat a healthier breakfast, go for a short walk, or take deep breaths by an open window. That one glass is often the quiet beginning of something greater. So if this is the first step, imagine what the next page might bring.